Hello everyone, so today I'm going to show you the restoration of this plastic from this old Hoover Junior Deluxe. As you can see here we have the hood, we have the height adjustment knob and the blanking piece from where a headlight would have been on an earlier Starlight model. So all these parts should have been white, they have turned yellow due to aging, but we can restore it using 12% 40 volume hair peroxide used for colouring and bleaching of hair. You also need a brush to paste it on with. You don't need anything special, just peroxide straight out the bottle, it works fine. And you also need, this is the trick, a clear plastic box big enough to cover the parts. You don't want anything touching this, you don't want to wrap it in cling film, plastic, anything, because it will, when it wrinkles up at all or any air bubbles trapped underneath, it will marble the plastic and then it will not be recoverable unless you sand it. And if you have lettering on there, forget it. So this does work with if you have lettering, it doesn't affect the lettering in my experience. But what we will need is the bright summertime sun. This is the only way this will work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set all these parts up on this table here where I'm going to put it in that sunlight over there. And what we're going to do is we're going to cover this in peroxide and then I'll show you what we do next. Alright, so I've finished pasting on the peroxide and this is what you're looking for. A Goldilocks consistency. Not too thick, not too thin. If you put it on too thick, it will bleach the plastic too much at once. If you put it on too thin, it will leave it patchy. So just somewhere in the middle and keep the brush strokes even. And that's what we're looking for. Now what we want to do is to stop it from drying out, because we don't want that, is to put carefully a plastic box like this over the parts so nothing is touching it whatsoever, and we will put it in the hot sun, and that is where the change to the plastic and the restoration of the plastic will start to happen. Alright then, so as you can see I've got it set out in the hot sun with the plastic box over it so that won't dry out. So now you will need to move it as the sun moves, and also to make sure you get even coverage all the way around with the hot sun on the plastic. And you need to check on this about every 20 to 30 minutes, because as soon as the chemical reaction, which is what this is, begins to happen, then it can really speed up, so you have to be careful. But just keep an eye on it. Alright, so after an hour or so, we'll start to get something that looks a bit like this. As you can see, it's going quite white again now. So now what we're going to do is wash this off and we'll take a look a bit closer. Alright, so I just got done washing the parts from all the peroxide. So they're pretty dry now. A bit of water on it there, but as you can see, it is a lot whiter than it was before. Now this has only been out for an hour, and it can stay in focus. There we go, there's a few cracks there as well. But anyway, as you can see, where the bumper was, you could see before there was a line. Not sure if I showed that on the before video, but it's a lot whiter than it was. And I have a picture of this blanking piece on here, which I'll insert now. And as you could see, it looked very yellow in the housing, but now you can see that it's come up very well. It's hard to show on video because of all the lighting, but it is a lot whiter than it was. As I said, it's only been out for an hour. Also the height knob there as well, you can see that there. There we go. It's only been out for an hour, and I recommend that you, as I said, paste it on with the even amount of peroxide, the Goldilocks thickness if you like, and also don't leave it out longer than an hour, because you can always put it back out. You can't come back from it if you've left it too long and it's gone too far, because it is difficult to control. It is a skill, this, so you do have to be careful. But as you can see, those are very good results, and it's nice and smooth, there's no streaking, so I'm really pleased with that. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this video and hopefully you get to try this. If I were you and you haven't tried this before, I would try it on something that was that wasn't of value to you like this is. Don't try it on something that you want to restore straight away without practicing. And like I said, paste it on evenly, not too thick, not too thin. Don't leave it out more than an hour, and make sure you put it out in the hot sun, and also move it around the sun to make sure that it all gets an even distribution of the UV rays. And also, if I can get my box here, make sure you cover it with a plastic box, a clear plastic box, and don't put plastic wrap or cling film on here because it will make it streak and marble, and you don't want that. Anyway, there we are. So hopefully you enjoyed this, and hopefully you get to try this at some point. So thanks for watching, and if you like, please give me a thumbs up, comment below if you have any questions, and I'll see you again very soon. Take care.